We live in a world that spins faster every day. Technology changes at lightning speed. Ideas evolve before our eyes. In this whirlwind of progress, the gap between generations can sometimes feel like a chasm. We look at our children, our grandchildren, and wonder, do they understand where we come from? How do we bridge this divide, connect with their world, and share the wisdom of our years? This is the challenge that every generation faces. It is a challenge woven into the fabric of humanity. It is a dance between the old and the new, the familiar and the unknown. But it is a challenge that we can overcome, not by clinging to the past, but by building bridges of understanding and love. It starts with the recognition that while times may change, the fundamental values that bind us remain constant. Love, respect, empathy, compassion. These are the pillars that support strong families and communities, regardless of age or background. Our mission is to find ways to communicate these values in a language that resonates with the younger generation, to make them relevant in a world saturated with instant gratification and fleeting trends. We must remember that connection is a two-way street. It requires effort from both sides. We, the older generation, must be willing to listen, to learn, and to adapt. And our children, the inheritors of our legacy, must be open to understanding our experiences and perspectives. Together, we can build a future that honors the past while embracing the possibilities of tomorrow. Every family, every culture holds a treasure chest of values. These are the principles passed down from generation to generation. They guide our decisions. They shape our character. They define who we are at our core. As elders, we have a responsibility to pass on these treasures. We must teach our children the importance of honesty, integrity, and hard work. These values may seem like common sense to us. We learned them at our parents' knees. But in today's world, they need constant reinforcement. We must be vigilant in our efforts to instill them in our children. One powerful way to do this is through storytelling. Share stories of your own life. Tell them about your struggles. Explain how you overcame challenges. Stories make abstract concepts real. They bring values to life. Remember, our children are constantly observing us. They learn more from our actions than our words. Let us strive to be living examples of the values we hold dear. Let our lives be a testament to the power of integrity, compassion, and perseverance. Love without discipline is like a ship without a rudder. It drifts aimlessly. It is at the mercy of the winds and waves. Discipline, on the other hand, provides direction. It sets boundaries. It helps our children navigate the complexities of life. Discipline is not punishment. It is not about control. It is about guidance. It is about teaching our children to make responsible choices. It is about helping them understand the consequences of their actions. We can set clear expectations and boundaries. We can explain the reasons behind the rules. When children understand why something is important, they are more likely to comply. Consistency is key. Children thrive on routine and predictability. When we are consistent with our discipline, it creates a sense of security and stability. Most importantly, discipline should always be delivered with love. Our children need to know that even when they make mistakes, our love for them is unwavering. Stories are powerful tools for teaching and learning. They capture our imaginations. They transport us to different times and places, and they stay with us long after we have heard them. Every culture has its own unique collection of folk tales, myths, and legends. These stories often contain valuable lessons about life, morality, and the human condition. Think about the stories you were told as a child, the ones that stayed with you, shaped your worldview. Now, share those stories with the younger generation. Let them discover the wisdom embedded in these narratives. For example, the story of the tortoise and the hare teaches us that slow and steady wins the race. It reminds us that perseverance and determination are more important than natural talent. The story of the boy who cried wolf teaches us the importance of honesty. It warns us that if we lie too often, people will stop believing us, even when we are telling the truth. These stories are timeless. They transcend cultural boundaries. Find ways to make them relevant to your children's lives. Adapt them to fit their experiences. The lessons they contain are as valuable today as they were centuries ago. Section 5. Weaving Tradition and Progress, a Tapestry of Time. Our cultural heritage is a rich tapestry woven from the threads of tradition, history, and shared experiences. It connects us to our ancestors. It gives us a sense of belonging. It is vital that we keep these traditions alive. However, we must also recognize that the world is constantly evolving. What worked for one generation may not necessarily work for the next. The key is to find a balance between preserving our heritage and embracing progress. We can adapt old traditions to fit the modern world. For example, instead of having a formal sit-down dinner every night, we can have a weekly family meal where everyone comes together to connect and share their lives. We can also introduce our children to new cultural experiences. We can take them to museums, art galleries, and historical sites. We can expose them to different cuisines, music, and art forms. The goal is to create a harmonious blend of old and new to honor our past while embracing the possibilities of the future. Section 6. A New Lens. Seeing the world through their eyes. One of the biggest obstacles to bridging the generation gap is a lack of understanding. We may view the world through the lens of our own experiences, shaped by a different time and different circumstances. To truly connect with the younger generation, we must be willing to see the world through their eyes. This requires empathy. It requires active listening. It means putting aside our own biases and judgments. Ask them about their interests. Engage in conversations about their passions. Make an effort to learn about the things that excite them, even if you don't fully understand them. This shows them that you respect their opinions and value their perspectives. Remember, every generation faces its own unique challenges and opportunities. The world they are inheriting is vastly different from the one we grew up in. By understanding their realities, we can better guide and support them as they navigate the complexities of modern life. Section 7. Bridging the Digital Divide, Connecting in a Wired World. Technology has revolutionized the way we communicate. It has also created a digital divide, particularly between generations. Young people today are digital natives. They grew up with smartphones, social media, and the internet at their fingertips. For many of us, this technology can seem overwhelming. It can even be a source of frustration. However, it is essential that we bridge this digital divide. We need to learn how to connect with our children and grandchildren in the digital spaces they inhabit. Start by familiarizing yourself with the basics of social media. Learn how to use video chat platforms, send text messages. These small steps can go a long way in bridging the communication gap. More importantly, use these platforms to stay connected with your loved ones. Share photos, videos, and updates about your life. Show an interest in their online activities. By meeting them in their digital world, we can maintain those vital connections and continue to play an active role in their lives. Section 8. A Tapestry of Cultures, Threads of Unity. The world is a tapestry of cultures, each one unique, each one beautiful, each one contributing to the richness and diversity of human experience. As our world becomes increasingly interconnected, it is more important than ever that we foster cross-cultural understanding. We can learn from one another. We can share our traditions, our values, and our stories. Encourage your children to interact with people from different backgrounds. Expose them to different languages, customs, and cuisines. Travel together as a family to experience the world's diversity firsthand. These experiences will broaden their horizons. They will teach them to appreciate the beauty of human diversity. They will equip them to be citizens of the world. Section 9. With open arms and open hearts, a legacy of love. Bridging the generation gap is not about erasing our differences, it is about celebrating them. It is about recognizing that our differences make us stronger. They add richness and depth to our lives. Let us approach this challenge with open arms and open hearts. Let us be willing to listen, to learn, and to grow. Let us build bridges of understanding and empathy. Most importantly, let us never underestimate the power of love. Love transcends age. It transcends culture. It is the language that speaks to our hearts. Let us leave a legacy of love for the generations to come, a legacy of understanding, a legacy of hope.